welcome back to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney God. Today before we even get into today, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast. I want you to check out DisneyGuide.com and check out the new website that is up and active now, podcast.disneyguide.com, or you can go to podcast.disneyguide.tk. It doesn't really matter. They'll each go to the same site. So it's a new one. It's basically and obviously devoted to my podcast. And there's always a Disney guide. So make sure you guys go check that website out. And let's get into today's episode. And if you want to check out any of the latest episodes, go to that site. In the end, there's always a Disney guide is no longer on the main website, so it's all on podcast.disneyguide.com. But thank you guys for, checking that out. But let's get into today's topic. Today, we're going to be discussing Legacy Season 4, Episode 12, which was a very deep and obviously emotional episode. I just want to give a spoiler alert. If you have not seen the show or even heard of Legacies or even watched the episode, please do so before listening into this because it's going to basically discuss everything. So there's a lot that has been introduced to Legacy Season 4. We've just found out that the gods do exist within this show, and it's crazy and it's insane. But in this episode particularly is focused on the kidnapping of Aurora, which was done by Lizzie and Hope. So Lizzie found Aurora in a restaurant, just scuffling, trying to find information about the gods, and she ran into Lizzie while Aurora was getting irritated with the restaurant waiter. She ran into Lizzie, and Lizzie basically, talked with Aurora, crazy one-on-one. Not to be, funny about that, but she displayed her new heretic powers, and I'm still confused on how you say heretic. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing, but I guess it's not. But heretic powers, and basically just have a long chat. But the whole chat was set up to obviously distract Aurora from Hope being there, to capture Hope and to do whatever Hope's plan was. Hope's plan was to try to find out what information she had on the gods. And Lizzie, of course, wanted to explore her new vampire powers by doing a head dive. But Hope wasn't on board with that, of course. So she made it clear to Lizzie, you can either do it your way or you can just do it my way and help me. And I guess she chose to help. I believe she chose Hope to help Hope. And by tricking Aurora into thinking Lizzie was her brother, Tristan. But Aurora's mind was definitely fragile, just like Lizzie, which was something that they definitely had, in comparison with each other, that they were both broken in some sort of way. And they expressed that within this episode. Unfortunately, it was a trick to find out more information for Hope. And Hope, of course, tortured her. The first method was her taking her daylight ring off, which was pretty shocking. Definitely shocking. And then the second one was the device that Hope made after she found out the information about the gods. But she still decided to torture Aurora with the second device that she used. It was some object that soared through her body. It was crazy. That was really hard to watch. Honestly, for me, that was really really hard for me to watch. But I don't know. That was just for me. I don't know about you guys, but that was just for me to see. I definitely could not watch that. It was definitely weird. And it was very it was a lot to see, I'm shocked at Hope, but at the same time I'm not, because her humanity is off. But after she tortured her, Hope and Lizzie went outside to talk about what she was doing was wrong. And it was wrong. It was messed up. It was messed to the up. That was just horrific what she did to, what Hope did to her. But Lizzie tried to explain to her, you're becoming a monster, even if your humanity is off. And for some reason, Hope keep expressing, I don't know why you're trying to appeal to my emotions. My humanity is off. But what Hope fails to realize is that hatred, that's an emotion. Anger is another word for hatred. And only people who are human experience those emotions. And that was just something that I guess Hope didn't want to face the reality of, that, her humanity was appealing back to her in some sort of way. Which leads us towards the end of the episode. Hope and Aurora talked and discussed how they were very similar as far as for their mental state of mind. And back to what happened with Hope after the whole conversation between Aurora and Lizzie. Hope went off, and this was probably one of the most saddest scenes, I would have to say, for me. Seeing Hope like that, it was definitely, and I know for a fact that Hope's father was definitely heartbroken seeing Hope like that. But in the end of the episode, Hope was in the middle of the street, and this car just pulled over for her, and she was like, I forgot what the man said, but she replied saying that wouldn't be very humane, now would it? And I guess he asked her, did she need some help or something? And then she started explaining that she started to feel little feelings like gratitude, and that she even felt the urge to say thank you when he stopped the car, which was so sad, like hearing her express how her emotions are coming back to her. And then after that, she said, um, she was like, what is the definition of humanity? Which is an amazing question when it comes up to the Vampire Diaries, because the vampires have the ability to turn off their humanity, but what does it mean, to be without humanity? You know what I'm saying? It's like a really uh a what's the word? It's like a off balanced question, I would say. That would be the way I would describe it. I don't know. But after Hope finished experiencing what she was experiencing, she went behind the man and said, "You were very helpful," and then she basically killed him. And she was like, "I don't care," and she returned back to Mystic Falls. So I read the comments under the video that I watched for this, and a lot of people were like, "This is Hope with her humanity." Now, I wouldn't say necessarily this is Hope with her humanity back. I would say this is her humanity coming through. If you get what I'm saying. Um, because she's definitely feeling emotions. I mean, it's no shock, you know. After what Lizzie said, I wouldn't be surprised that she wouldn't not. I mean, that she would be feeling feelings about what's going on with her. But she's definitely feeling feelings. That's definitely a clear fact. She's definitely feeling emotions again, but not as strong as it need to be. And with Landon being back on the land of the living, as well as for Alaric, I believe Landon is still the only strong thing that can be strong enough to get through her permanently, to turn her humanity back on. Because I'm pretty sure once Hope runs into Landon for real, like the real Landon, now that Landon's back on the land of the living, and you know what's crazy? I said it. I knew some way Legacies was gonna find a way to bring Hope back. I was just waiting. Because it seems like Landon is he's just immortal at this point, whether he's human or if he does have powers. It's ridiculous. It seems as though he's immortal. So I know for a fact, I know this for a guaranteed fact, though, that when Hope sees one, I believe when she sees Landon, I believe she's probably gonna think it's a trick. I don't know. She probably might not. She probably will. I don't know. I think she might think it's a trick, but I think Landon will find a way to prove it to her. And when he does prove it to her, she's probably gonna be losing her mind. But on top of that, I don't think Landon's gonna stay, mainly because of the fact that there are gods involved, and gods that are stronger than Hope herself. So I highly doubt that Landon probably will want to be around. And I know it was already hard enough for Landon to hear the fact that, Hope's a tribrid and that she's become a problem and that she's gone rampage, because she has. She's she's done a lot, shockingly. She's done too much, matter of fact. So I know it's gonna be probably a lot for him to hear about what's going on with Hope when Wade explained it to him. And I'm pretty sure Landon knows that he's probably the only key left of getting Hope's humanity back on. I'm pretty sure he knows that. At least I hope he knows that. I don't know. Even though Hope and Landon have broken up, still it's like the only thing left. So, I mean, that's in my opinion. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Just let me know. But thank you guys for listening in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's subscribe to this podcast, and yeah, bye guys.